Hi, everyone. We've got a great night of college basketball hoops in store for you tonight. It's a big matchup and some big-time energy in this building, and we're glad to have you with us. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. It's the Michigan Wolverines and Louisville.
There is no feeling like a packed house on a college campus. You can just feel the electricity in the air as two major colleges go head-to-head on the hardwood.
And even though this game isn't a must-have game, it feels like a tournament game, a one-and-done type situation. Both of these programs know that a win here could be huge for them as they get ready to make a run in March.
On the court for Michigan, we've got Ellis. He's out there with Smith. Jones is out there with Flash, and it's Crawford at the 2-guard.
One thing with Freak that we know is he makes sure he gets his shots up no matter what. One way or another, he's going to get his workout in, and that's why so many are confident that he'll continue to improve.
Part of it is that he has a twin sister who actually taught him how to play ball. She helped him develop his game and become the player he is today. Pretty nice to have a sibling willing to help you develop your skill set on the court. And you look at the long list of former players from the University of Michigan, a lot of big-name NBA players got their start as Wolverines. It's been that way for a long time.
Well, Greg, you mentioned moments ago all the former Wolverines that have made it to the NBA. Michigan has been one of the best talent developing schools. For a long time.
And, you know, apart from the Fab Five group, Kevin, the Wolverines can also name Glenn Rice as an alum. Outstanding NBAer, and Trey Burke and Nick Stauskas, recent grads from Ann Arbor.
And Freak throws it down.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
From the top of the key, he buries it. Freak's got 6.
Wow. What a first half it's been thus far here for Freak. This is why so many think he'll be a star at the next level.
And you can take all the measurements and do all the data analytics you want to, but all it takes is one half of watching Freak play when he's hot like this to know stardom is in his future.
Out to White from past the arc. And it's Michigan with the rebound.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense. And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
Swap here for Louisville. Freak in at point guard. White is out there with Harrell. Then there's Sanders. And it's Mack in at the 5 down low. On the wing, Jones from the arc. Stevenson outside. The dish to Ellis. Ellis with a screen on Sanders. Ellis kicks to Crawford. 1:46 left here in the first half. Fires the 3. No good. And it's Louisville the other way. On the court for Michigan. They've got Smith. Ellis is out there with Jones. And it's Stevenson in at the 1 spot. Here's Freak. Here's Mack. It's good. This game is all even. Mack's got his first 2 points of the night.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Stevenson kicks to Crawford, and he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. Price is checked in for Sanders. 1:09 left in the first half of the game.
You know, so often we can forget that these players are student athletes. I mean, Freak does not have that problem. He's an amazing student off the floor and is very dedicated in the classroom.
And how about Freak with a 4.0 GPA, an honor student in high school, and has carried that same work ethic to college as well as he prepares for his games. He truly embodies what it means to be a student athlete.
Pass to Smith. It's blocked, but they recover it. Here's Ellis, and it's White with the rebound. And here are the Cardinals. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Freak passes to White. Harrell dishes to Freak. Feeds it to Price from deep. And it's Michigan with the rebound. Outside, Jones. They get it back. Smith can't cash in from close range. He got it up and released it in time, but it's off the mark. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Louisville leads by only 2. And we welcome you back to college basketball here on 2K Sports as we get ready to get going for the second half of play.
Guys, you know, it's been a close one thus far. Both teams have had strong stretches, but neither team has really been able to take control of the game to this point.
And guys, this is kind of like a boxing match, a bit of a feeling out period thus far. The second half, we should see more things open up, and that should benefit star players like Freak, who will get more quality opportunities.
Freak, he's in at point guard. White is out there with Harrell. Then there's Sanders. And it's Mack in at the 5. And for the Wolverines, Ellis is out there with Jones. Then there's Flash. Then it's Smith. And it's Crawford at the 2 spot. And for Louisville, Freak, he's in at the point. Harrell is out there with White. Then there's Sanders. And it's Mack in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And with Freak, he takes a lot of pride in where he hails from. Didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his hand by any means, and his family cheers him on from Harlem.
And Greg, you can see it in this game. I mean, we're all a product of where we've been, our environment, our experiences. And with Freak, he doesn't take anything for granted. Some of the very best players of all time have come from the projects like Freak, and he takes pride in playing for Harlem when he's on the court.
So Michigan going with almost an entire new group here. And here are the Cardinals. A 2-point game on the court for Michigan. Jones is out there with Cunningham. And it's Smith. Then there's Flash. And it's Crawford at the 2. Here's Freak. Drops it in from 14 feet away. And Louisville leads by 4. Freak's gotten 6 of his 10 shots to go in for him, so 60% shooting on the night. And Flash gets it to go.
Those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
White left side. Thomas kicks to Freak. And he dunks it down.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
Harrell, he's checked in for the Cardinals. And a change for the Wolverines. Ellis is checked in. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one.
Only down 2 now, but that miss might come back to haunt you. If they don't get a stop, it's back to a 2-possession game. And you see a lot of players who are very talented play with a me-first approach. That is not the case with Freak. He doesn't try and attract any unnecessary attention and just focuses on playing his game.
Yeah, I like that about him, Greg. I mean, in a day and age where most guys are self-centered and it's all about me, it's refreshing for a player like Freak who doesn't invite that kind of noise. I mean, that's as impressive as his skill set.
Smith in the post to tie it up. Mack grabs the miss.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Freak kicks to White. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for Louisville.
They've knocked down plenty of mid-range jumpers in this one. That's been big for them.
Yeah, but also give them credit for the layups they've had tonight after strong drives to the basket.
Michigan with the ball, trailing by 4. Kicks it to Smith. The pass to Flash. Jones, no one around him. Off target from outside.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, just totally out of sync. I mean, you can just see it in the numbers. Nothing going down for him right now.
Well, it's urgent time right now. This is when they got to come up big.
Yeah, you got to get points here. I mean, there's no way you can get around it. You've got to be able to get baskets here in a short period of time.
.27 seconds left here in the second half of the game. And the rebound goes to Louisville. Only one man back on D. And Freak throws it down.
Such a strong finisher for a Georgia.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
That's the uncanny ability he has, to find a teammate for an easy basket or get one himself.
Welcome, everyone, to the final game of the college basketball season. Tonight, we will crown the winner of this year's tournament. And no matter what the outcome here tonight, what a ride it has been. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. We'll see the Wisconsin Badgers facing the Louisville Cardinals.
Kevin, this is the night where we are going to see some intense basketball. High energy, lay it all out on the line for college hoops. Everything these young players have worked towards their entire life comes down to this exact moment.
And you can bet, Clark, that each and every player here tonight feels the importance of this game like no other in their lives, really. A big key in coming through in a big game like this is how well you can compose yourself. How do you handle the pressure of the big stage? We'll find out soon enough which of these teams has the ability to harness all of that raw energy and focus on getting the job done.
And Wisconsin, looking at who they've got. We've got Hawkins. He's out there with Hill. Decker is out there with Kaminsky. And it's Evans in at the power forward.
And with any championship game, you know that every player They're going to have their heart racing for the first few minutes. That's just natural. That's adrenaline. They'll need to remain calm, though, and let the game come to them and kind of ease into it.
And one guy, guys, I'll keep an eye on in this one is Freak. He is the consummate leader for his team. He can come out strong and play his game while keeping his intensity level up. It'll be just what they need. Playing the title.
Well, Wisconsin has had a bit of a renaissance in their program of late, Clark. Last decade and a half have seen them put up some great seasons.
And you know, Kevin, the Badgers weren't really a major powerhouse in hoops until the turn of the century. But now, they're one of the most consistent teams in the country.
Evans setting the pick for Hill. Pass to Evans. Floats one. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Evans has got his first basket of the night.
Oh, terrific way to finish that move there, going to the basket.
And so it's Louisville with it.
What a journey it has been, really, for this whole team to make it to the college championship, especially for Freak. A few bumps in the road for him, but what a story.
Greg, you get the feeling that it's only the beginning. I mean, the way he plays and the accolades he has, I mean, you can see him having a long and productive career at the pro level.
Conley kicks to Hill. Here's Wade, and he lays it straight in.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
And Wisconsin looking at who they've got. Hawkins is out there with Hill. And it's Conley in at the small forward spot. And that one's good. It's all knotted up.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
On the wing, Hughes. They set the pick to the middle. And Freak gets it to go on the assist by Hughes. And that's now 10 points for Freak.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket. And as we see Freak and his team go for the title here, he is trying to repeat
And the big game is just about ready to get going for our second half of play. What a championship atmosphere we've got here tonight. We are just one half of basketball away from seeing college basketball history being made.
And not exactly the start they were looking for, but there's still a lot of basketball left. You have to think they'll be mixing things up a little bit in terms of adjustments.
Well, Greg, I tell you what, the hole is deep, and if they want to hoist that trophy at the end of the game, they've got to get more from their star player, Freak. He's got to take over.
Freak, he's in at point guard. White is out there with Harrell. Then there's Sanders. And it's Mack in at the 5 down low. And for the Badgers, we've got Kaminsky. Hawkins is out there with Hill. Then it's Decker. And it's Evans in at the 4 slot. And for Louisville, Freak in at point guard. Harrell is out there with White. Then there's Sanders. And it's Mack in at the center filling out the middle.
You know, one of the big questions on everybody's mind.
It's a completely new group for the Cardinals. Louisville trails by 16. Rozier, the pass to Freak. Louisville, no good that time either.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Payton kicks to Wade. Fires from deep. It's hauled in by Thomas. And here's Louisville. Nothing yet for them in the third quarter. And the foul called on Freak. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
Hawkins checked in for Fisher. The three. And it's Freak missing. Hawkins passes to Wade. And here's Hawkins. Payton dishes to Walker. 16 feet away. And too long on the shot. And here we go. Fast break. Freak's got it. And Wisconsin looking at who they've got. They've got Payton. He's out there with Hawkins. And it's Wade in at the 5 spot. To the inside. Stolen by Conley. And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Hill kicks to Evans. Here's the screen. Now here's Decker. White covering. 6 on the shot clock. And the basket by Kaminsky.
And really, I like the fact that even with the big lead, they never coasted.
To me, that's a sign of a really good team, Greg, because you should always be playing against the game and yourself. I know there's an opponent out there, but when you have a lead, it's all about continuing to execute. Do what you do and stay true to that. And I like that aggressiveness and full speed ahead kind of attack that they have.
Here's what Louisville's got going right now. Early, he's checked in for Harrell. Russell comes in for White, and it's Price in for Sanders.
Oh, no. Bad time to slip up there, Kevin. They got to stay focused.
And taking a technical there is the last thing you want to do. The opposite of smart basketball.
And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Badgers.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
Well, guys, for Louisville in the last decade or so, it's been a bit of a renaissance in basketball. A title in 2013 gives them 3 total now. One of the premier programs in the country for sure. Boy, they're going to need some.
So it's Wisconsin picking up the win. And what an incredible feeling it is for a team who's had to fight every step of...
Good evening and welcome to the NBA Draft. With the first pick in the NBA Draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Karl Anthony Towns from the University of Kentucky. With the second pick in the NBA Draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select D'Angelo Russell from The Ohio State University. With the third pick in the NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Jahlil Okafor from Duke University. With the 4th pick in the NBA draft, the New York Knicks select Kristaps Porzingis from Latvia. With the 5th pick in the NBA draft, the Orlando Magic select Mario Hezonja from Dubrovnik, Croatia. With the 6th pick in the NBA draft, the Sacramento Kings select Willie Cauley-Stein from the University of Kentucky. With the 7th pick in the NBA draft, the Denver Nuggets select Emmanuel Mudiay from Dallas, Texas. With the 8th pick in the NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons select Stanley Johnson from the University of Arizona. With the 9th pick in the NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Frank Kaminsky from the University of Wisconsin. With the 10th pick in the NBA draft, the Miami Heat select Justice Winslow from Duke University. With the 11th pick in the NBA draft, the Indiana Pacers select Miles Turner from the University of Texas. With the 12th pick in the NBA draft, the Utah Jazz select Trey Lyles from the University of Kentucky. With the 13th pick in the NBA draft, the Phoenix Suns select Devin Booker from the University of Kentucky. With the 14th pick in the NBA draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Cameron Payne from Murray State University. With the 15th pick in the NBA draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Kelly Oubre from the University of Kansas. With the 16th pick in the NBA draft, the Boston Celtics select Terry Rozier from University of Louisville. With the 17th pick in the NBA draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select Rashad Vaughn from UNLV. With the 18th pick in the NBA draft, the Houston Rockets select Sam Decker from the University of Wisconsin. With the 19th pick in the NBA draft, the Washington Wizards select Jaren Grant. With the 20th pick in the NBA draft, the Toronto Raptors select the 19-year-old point guard from the University of Louisville.
Let's do this, young man.
Yes, sir.
We met working at the post office together. Mark the
All right, all right, all right.
First NBA game. Can't believe it's finally here. You work your entire life for something, and then when it's right in front of you, it's almost hard to believe. I'm ready. Now it's time for me to show everybody I belong. Do my best to represent Harlem.
Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. You can feel the energy here in Air Canada Center. The Raptors looking to please their fans in this Eastern Conference. Coming off the bench of the first official NBA appearance from Freak.
You know, he's a great young player and even a better young man. So personally, I couldn't be happier for him. I know he's thinking about the game, but I hope he's able to take a moment to just... enjoy.
And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Raptors lead by 1. We'll be back shortly live from the Air Canada Center in downtown Toronto. You know, Clark, you don't see that kind of perspective for most rookies, do you?
You really don't, Kevin. I mean, I really like his approach to the game. What remains to be seen, though, is will that translate to consistent production on the court.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And from what we've seen so far from the Raptors, guys, your thoughts?
Just almost an intimidating factor when you're able to go out and consistently come up with the block shots like they have defensively.
Well, what happens is shooters begin to start looking for the shot blockers, and it does intimidate them.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So the Raptors 5 right now. Freak in at point guard. Terrence Ross is out there with Scola. And there's Bismack Biyombo. And it's Joseph in at the 2. Here's Freak. High shot from 10 feet out. Freak gets the bucket. In a moment to celebrate here. Those are his first official points as an NBA player.
You know, for the Pacers last season, with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. They would go into lengthy dry spells that made it hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Well, with Freak Clark, there was a question whether he would stay another year in college. Really was a tough decision for him, but he ended up coming out after his freshman year.
And, Kevin, it's really hard to blame a guy like Freak for doing that. I mean, he's clearly NBA ready. He's putting a lot at risk for every year he stays in school, and he could be on the NBA clock.
And here we see the debut of Freak, the kid from Harlem. His first time on an NBA floor. And, Mark, it's a moment that he's worked very hard to achieve, and his family has got to be proud.
Extremely so, Kevin. It's been a long journey for him, but every level along the way, he's found success. High school phenom, playing for a college championship. I wouldn't bet against this kid on anything when it comes to basketball.
As for those dry spells you mentioned about the Pacers, GA, they had a number of long losing streaks last season.
Yeah, as a team, they had 4 different losing streaks of 6 or more games, and they got hot at the end. Season-high win streak of 6 to stay playoff relevant. It was just too little, too late compared to their losing streaks earlier in the year.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Scola. And it's DeRozan in for Terrence Ross. Turner's checked in for the Pacers. Ellis comes in for Hill. Freak dishes to Patterson. And it's off from three-point range. Pacers leading by 3. It's Ellis on the wing, covered by Biyombo. And it comes off the front of the rim.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
And DeRozan kicks to Freak. Dishes it to Biyombo. Clock at 6. The offensive rebound. The wide open look here for DeRozan. Gets to the corner and buries it.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Ellis kicks to Miles. The feed to Stuckey. An easy 2 points on the layup. Stuckey's got the lead up to 3 now for the Pacers.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
And guys, Bismack Biyombo, he got into a groove at the end of last season. After Al Jefferson went down, remember the month of April, he averaged nearly 9 rebounds a game, 2.5 blocks. He was all over the floor.
Yeah, and that's Bismack. I mean, he's that guy. He cleans the glass for you, intimidates shooters in the lane. He's not all the way consistent yet, but he's shown steady improvement.
Here's Ellis. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. They set the pick. Stuckey passes to Ellis. And good coming on the assist by Rodney Stuckey. And the Pacers lead by 2.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it. Oh, man, how about the last-minute decision there to pull the shot down and get a better one for your teammate?
Now Miles. He feeds it to Ellis. Off target with his 3.
That's a shot you've got to take if you're looking for the three-pointer. I mean, the defense was nowhere around.
All sorts of time. Ellis can't get that one to fall either.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
DeRozan. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if
And welcome back to the NBA. And so it's Toronto winning this one. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but Clark.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan play. Kyle Lowry. How'd you feel about his performance, Kenny?
It seems like Kyle Lowry just gets better with age. And his performance tonight to show you how far.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just...
Steph Curry and the Warriors next game. I've been looking forward to this for a while now. You know they'll be running and gunning. And Steph's gonna do 2 or 3 things that make you want to stop and stare. But we can't let that distract us. Because if we lose focus for even a second, they'll be up 20. So maybe it's up to me to put on a little show of my own.
A view of Lombard Street, and in the distance, the Bay Bridge joining San Francisco with Oakland. 2 teams, 2 conferences. It's a road game for the Raptors in this one. Sit back and enjoy this presentation. Last game for the Raptors, they picked up the W against the Kings in Sacramento.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game. And for every punch they took, they had a counter.
I was very impressed, Greg, with the way they stood their ground, even when they were on their heels some, coming through those moments where they were backing up a bit. That's what it takes on the road. You've got to show that kind of fortitude and resilience.
That's good. 10 points for Steph Curry.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Curry with the steal. Here's Barnes. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Shot clock at 6. Here's the floater. Powell, that's good.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
They set the pick. Curry kicks to Ezeli. Carroll with the rebound.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Biyombo, the pass to Freak. It's good. This game is all even.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
Here's Curry, and that one's good. Curry's got 12 in the game.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
Oh, he hits it. How about that shot?
Big time, big time.
Incredible.
What a 3 at the horn.
And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range. He told us about his comfort stretching the floor. I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry? And look here for the Warriors. Ezeli's checked in for Bogut. Draymond Green comes in for Maurice Spates. Barnes, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. And Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson. They're in the backcourt. Barnes and Green are the forward set. And it's Ezeli in at the 5 down low. So that's the group out there for Golden State. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
Toronto was a strong team on the road last season, Clark. A big part of why they came away with 49 wins on the season.
And 22 of those 49 wins were on the road. As a group, they managed to keep things close on the road. And because of that competitiveness, they were over 500 there as well.
A chance here to get a quick injury report.
Kevin, the Warriors head athletic trainer gave me an update. He told me that it doesn't look too serious. That is going to make things very hard on them in what is still a very young season. Hopefully, as early as it is, he has time to recover and help this team down the road. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. Boy, you always hate to see anyone ever deal with any sort of injury.
And almost for every player, it's inevitable. I mean, injuries are going to happen no matter how well you take care of yourself.
And let's just hope the rehab process doesn't drag on any longer than it has to.
And as you said, the Raptors kept things close on the road. In the NBA, they had one of the better point differential in terms of victories on the road last season.
And you mentioned this, I mean, with the Raptors. Only Golden State, Atlanta, and the Clippers had a better road margin of victory than them. It just goes to show you how tough the Raptors were on the road last season.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Curry dishes to Green. Green, the screen. And stolen by Biyombo. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Raptors have gone 6 of 11 from the line tonight.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
One of the things they've done, guys, is taken pride in their free throw shooting this season, and rightfully so.
Feeds to Green. Back to Curry. Toronto grabs the miss. Carroll's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And Joseph kicks to Freak. No good with the elbow jumper. And that does it for the first half.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. Some changes for Golden State. Festus Ezeli, he's jacked in for Draymond Green. And it's Harrison Barnes in for Andre Iguodala. A new group in now for the Raptors. Setting the floor for the Raptors. Freak in at point guard. Powell is out there with DeMarre Carroll. And there's Bismack Biyombo. And it's Joseph in at the 2. The Warriors have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
And this year they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
And the second free throw, good. Just 4 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Freak. He got it up in time, but it was. And the final period of play just about to start. Looking at the last game for the Golden State Warriors, it was a win against the Brooklyn Nets. Thompson is the 2 with Barnes at the 3. Ezeli is out there with Bogut, and it's Curry in at the 1 spot. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Thompson misses.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Greg, and that's been the key to this lead. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Powell, the pass to Freak. Out to the right wing. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots the 3. Good. Freak's got the 4th quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Raptors. Warriors trail by 11. Outside Curry. Down low. Ezeli. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
And it's Freak missing.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Makes good on the step-back jumper.
And you can tell the defender not anticipating the step back. He was headed in the opposite direction.
Freak kicks to Biyombo. There's the dish to Joseph. Toronto working the ball around now. The 3 is off target from Freak. The Warriors have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. Thompson with the bucket.
Big time bucket there, and you can expect to see him stay very involved the rest of the way.
There's the pick. Freak dishes to Carroll. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. And the Raptors lead by 6.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Powell, the pass to Joseph. Shot from free throw range. Now here's Freak out to the right wing. A 3-ball. Biyombo kicks to Powell. Not enough on that one as it misses.
They get that one, but guys, on the night, that's been the problem, securing the ball.
They've been out-hustled. At this point, hard to see them recovering from that.
Raptors leading by 4. To the left wing. Carroll kicks to Freak. Stolen by Thompson. Curry dishes to Thompson. And Curry, here we go. Biyombo with the block. Freak kicks to Joseph. Carroll with a screen for Joseph. And a wide open look for Freak. And the 3-ball is good. Freak's got 6 here in this quarter. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How it's been going for Toronto.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, but they've been offensive defensively tonight because they really forced the issue on D and come up with quite a few steals and deflections.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hi, Kevin.
And so the big win by Toronto in a tight game. And they had some nervous moments down the stretch, Clark, but things finally came together for him in overtime.
Looked to me like the amber light on the gas tank didn't quite come on. They still...
Kyle, you seem to be...
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyle Lowry.
There's no doubt about it. This guy is a leader. He was in attack mode all night, calling for it and delivering in some big.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Tell you about Vic. He has his bad rap. It's not, and I understand some of his judgment.
Look what happened when the game got sloppy. Introducing the Lone Ranger, the King Mo Sabi, the horses are big.
big homestand coming up. There's nothing better than playing in front of your home crowd, but there's also a certain level of pressure that comes with it. I don't get it done tonight, and that raises the sense of urgency even higher next time. So I'm just focused on this game and getting a W for the best fans in the world.
We are live, the home of the Raptors in downtown Toronto, the Air Canada Center. Looking at Toronto, they took the win in their last game against the Hawks in Atlanta. And here for Denver. So for the Nuggets, their last game, a win against the Bulls in Chicago.
And if you look at the numbers, guys, I mean, what jumps out at you is the balance they had offensively.
Very satisfying road win because you're right. There was tremendous balance displayed. I mean, the crowd was basically stunned at how they were able to dismantle that defense.
Taking a look at the Nuggets, we've got Wilson Chandler. Laverne is out there with Arthur. Then it's Moutier, and it's Harris in at the shooting guard. Lots of room. That's good on the jump shot. Laverne's got his first basket.
Boy, this game is off to a flying start.
Yeah, we're seeing some high-octane offense from both sides in this one.
With this break in the action, let's find out which rookies have been lighting it up from downtown this month. Freak number 1. Emmanuel Moutier is second.
The three-pointer was the weapon of choice for both of them, and it was very effective.
They're making it look really easy, and I'll tell you what, it's not. That's hard to do what they're doing. All last month, these guys were filthy on target from deep.
And that one goes in, 2 from the line that time. In the last few years, the Toronto fans have made a strong case for being the loudest in the league, and Greg, you know, the Air Canada Center can sound like a 60,000 capacity crowd during the playoffs.
It is really unreal. It gives the Raptors a huge advantage here at home. Toronto and Canada will always be hockey first, but they love their Raptors here in the North.
6 on the shot clock. Biyombo kicks to Powell. Freak dishes to Joseph. And the Raptors miss again.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Moutier pass to Arthur. Chandler down low, covered by Biyombo. Toronto, they've gone 7 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. The dish to Freak. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Freak's got 5.
Wow, this guy's playing with unbelievable confidence. You wouldn't expect him to pull up from out there, much less splashing.
Harris, right side. Denver passing it around. And here's Chandler from the arc. Carroll with the rebound. Raptors leading by 4. Dishes it to Joseph. Now the pass to Freak. Second chance shot. It's blocked. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession. Out now with a whole new group. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. Lowry out there with Freak. And it's DeRozan in at the 3 slot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. No good from Valanciunas.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Nice step back to get it off. Harris has got 5.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
And, you know, guys, a high-energy post player like Kenneth Faried excels at doing the dirty work. As a matter of fact, he's nicknamed the Manimal for good reason. Very few players in the league possess this combination of energy and aggressiveness.
Martin, the rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
And Patterson kicks to DeRozan. Pass to Freak. They swipe it. Harris with it. Lowry picks him up. Harris dishes to Fareed. He kicks it to Gallinari. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Gallinari's got his second basket of the game. Talking about Fareed, a rebounder extraordinaire. His explosiveness, long arms, and huge hands help him compensate for his relative lack of size.
And he has that exceptional shot blocker instincts. I mean, the timing's there. He'll also steal the ball from you. The question now becomes, will he always be that role, effort, energy player, or will he develop eventually the offensive skills needed to see him reach the next level?
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And really, there is no resistance defensively right now. It is just far too easy.
Terrell Arthur, he's checked in for Denver. Here's Freak. 11 points for him in that last game against the Hawks in Atlanta. Lowry drives in. Can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Harris.
Obviously, they're evenly matched teams on the inside. The rebound numbers are very even.
And so we conclude.
Thanks, Kev.
All right, guys, I want to go over some things before we get back out there.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking. Freaks checked in for the Raptors. The Nuggets trail by 6. So on the floor for Denver. Gallinari sits outside at 3 with Fareed at the 4. Will Barton is out there with Moutier.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
This game has been a battle, and maybe they're starting to just run out of gas a little bit.
6 to shoot. Valanciunas passes to DeRozan. Here's Carroll, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, how about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
And Toronto making a change. Biyombo's checked in.
You know, the Nuggets could create their offense, but they still would have trouble knocking down the shots. Just didn't have a lot of dead-eye laser shooters. Every field goal attempt with them was an adventure.
Moutier kicks to Gallinari. There's a good screen. Fareed at the elbow. Off the left rim and out.
You know, not really a significant margin in terms of them rebounding, but enough to get the job done.
Yeah, but one more advantage in the stat column, and that's what's translated to this lead.
Moutier with the ball. 10 points for him. Here's Barton. Screen by Fareed. From the arc. Barton, no luck.
Oh, that's a tough three-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down a shot like that against that kind of defense.
There's the pick. Over in the corner, Moutier. Goes up to the stripe. Gallinari wide open. Jokic passes to Moutier. Good. Moutier's got 12 points in the game.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for your game time.
Some changes here for the Raptors. Ross is checked in. And then for Toronto, Thompson, he's checked in for Biyombo. Scola comes in for Jonas Valanciunas, and Freak subbed in for Corey Joseph. Terrell Arthur, he's checked in for Denver. Gallinari comes in for Gary Harris. Freak, he's in at the point. Scola out there with Terrence Ross. Then it's Thompson, and it's Powell in at the 2 guard. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Toronto.
But, Steve, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out, Clark, this kind of punishment.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And maybe it goes without saying, but they had no answer for Kyle Lowry. A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. This game
tonight.
Kyle, congratulations.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey, y'all. Ernie Johnson here, along with Kenny Smith and Kyle Lowry.
He shot over 50% from the field in the game, a testament to how hard he worked to always find the best look possible.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for
The only color I care about is green. Money. Now, you've certainly made some money so far, Freak, but it's time we make more money. I'm talking movies, TVs, endorsements, even your own brand Jordans.
Mr. Dom Pagnotti. Mr. Diamond and Platinum himself. It's a love-hate relationship.
What do you think?
coming home. New York City, baby. I'll be honest, I'm pretty excited. Mama, Pops, and Cece, yeah, they're going to be there. Playing in front of them in the NBA uniform for the first time is going to be a special moment for me. Now, I know all of Harlem's going to be watching. No pressure, right? It's all good, though. I've been waiting for this my entire life. And I'll be ready.
Oh, say does that stars.
Thanks for joining us live for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. Today's Henry Sims has checked in for Lopez. Robinson comes in for Young. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Bogdanovich. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Donald Sloan. So the Raptors 5 right now. Freak in at point guard. Powell is out there with Bismack Biyombo. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Joseph in at the shooting guard. Freak dishes to Valanciunas. To the middle, here's Freak. Brooklyn with the rebound. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Yeah, they lost the momentum, and it's a bit surprising that one got away from them, because for long stretches, they were the better team.
Well, if you only looked at the stat sheet, you'd have a hard time figuring out how they lost it. I mean, it was a case of a few small things, some of the intangibles that didn't go their way in the end. You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Two open that time, made it look too easy. Kilpatrick's got 6.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Kicks it to Freak. Over to the left wing. Shot clock at 6. Stolen by Robinson. Outside Jack. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2. As we were talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them, Greg, to back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, you know, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach. Really known as a defensive specialist, but once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice. Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
And DeMar DeRozan, the star for this Toronto Raptors team, he said he wants to bring them back. Let's face it, it's never easy. And Toronto will go for a different look here. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Patterson. Ross comes in for DeMar Carroll. Powell, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And Freak subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Setting the floor for the Raptors. Freak, he's in at point guard. Bismack Biyombo is out there at Terrence Ross. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Powell in at the 2-guard spot. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Cavaliers had a huge game. He finished with 13 points, and he was a foul magnet, doing a lot of his damage at the free throw line. He really was the second unit for his team in a great performance, guys.
All right, Doris, well, what do you guys think? Does that kind of big performance energize a player in his next game?
Guys, it's tricky, you know, because when you work as hard as he did in that game, you tend to be a little worn down. But on the other hand, he also
has to be feeling terrific in terms of the confidence about the state of his game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I'd say mentally he's in peak condition, while physically he could probably use a recharge.
And Toronto making a change here. Joseph's checked in.
And Thomas Robinson has been on a lot of teams here in his short time in the league. Not easy to find a spot when you're always getting moved.
There's a screen by Robinson. Here's Kilpatrick. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Boston.
Yeah, and talk about his scoring. I mean, Kevin, with the defense trying to pressure him, he did a good job of getting them to overcommit and getting himself to the line.
Right wing, screened by Valanciunas. Powell kicks to Freak. Picked his pocket. In transition, here come the Nets. Goes up again. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. The Nets have split their free throws right down the middle so far. They're 2 for 2.
And taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
Stolen by Robinson. Outside Jack. It's deflected. And here's Freak. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. So we've reached the end. And now the start of the second half. Neither side. And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. The Raptors have gone 7 for 16 in the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. Donald Sloan out there with Jarrett Jack. Then it's Thomas Robinson. And then there's Henry Sims. And it's Hollis Jefferson in at the small forward. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Nets.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, their second chance points have been a story all night as well. That's just pure effort and hustle.
Biyombo up top. He has 6. Freak passes to Joseph. There's the screen. 4 on the clock. And again, no good by Toronto. For Toronto, they come in off the loss to the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
And talk about a team that just never seemed to get into a rhythm offensively. It was just an ugly game to watch.
Yeah, that's an understatement. I mean, they didn't appear to have any kind of cohesiveness in terms of game plan. And they never figured out how to attack the defense in that one.
Here's Ross, and they cash in right away with a quick shot. Ross has got 11 points.
So far, going for more of an inside game here in this second half, and I like that. A little smash mouth basketball, taking it inside.
Pass to Sims, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Sims has got the lead up to 5 now for the Nets.
And he is the ultimate when it comes to being a floor leader on the offensive end.
Yeah, you know, he's got a little bit of Greg Anthony in it, and he has been that leader today. I think he's done a really nice job of moving the ball and distributing it the way it needs to be done.
Well, Clark, I'm glad you referenced specifically why you thought he had a little Greg Anthony. I thought you were talking about Wiesman, man. He looked a little hobbled out there for a moment.
Jack with the 3.
All right, now, I want everyone here at the...
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. Guys, a chance to add to their lead.
And if they get it to double digits, Kevin, they might not get caught.
So for Toronto right now, Freak, he's in at the point. James Johnson is out there at Thompson. Then it's Terrence Ross, and it's Powell in at the shooting guard position. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage.
Kevin, we have
The 2K Sports post-game show.
And hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal.
I told you, Dom Pagnotti always delivers. Brand Jordan Freak prototypes. Open the box, check them out.